After I graduated high school, I kind of started thinking about what I was about to do in my life next because I had already messed up in school, so I wasn't eligible to play Division I basketball, which kind of crushed me. You know, as a kid, you just want to do what you know, but at a certain point, life will hit you. I grew up in the inner city of LA, Los Angeles, California, Gardena, California to be exact. As a young kid, you know, you're naive to a lot of things, so you don't really notice a lot of things. But as I started to get older in high school, LA, it's a lot of negatives around. It's a lot of gang violence. LA is a fast-paced city, and you can get lost in it a lot. Being able to make it out of there with kind of a solid head on my shoulders and a good outlook on life is kind of a positive to me. I started playing basketball when I was about 3. And ever since then, I just took off with it. I never played another sport after that. My sophomore, junior year was the year I realized basketball was gonna open doors. I started getting good. I started getting recognition in my city, but I couldn't really do nothing with my talent because I would say my first 2 years, I didn't really lock in on school, so it kind of messed me up as far as going Division I, so I had to go a different route. Life hit me and I realized I couldn't go Division I, so I went to postgraduate school right out of high school, which was in Arizona with my dad at Hillcrest Prep. I would say after my postgraduate year was the year I kind of matured mentally on the aspect of like, life is not all games. Like, you gotta really lock in and get the schoolwork done if you're trying to make a living playing basketball. I went to junior college for 2 years, which was tough. The resources are very limited. I would say, like the basketball gym, like you can't even go in there 24/7. And we only had one gym, so we sharing the gym with volleyball, you sharing it with girls basketball, then you sharing it with physical education teacher who come in there with basketball as well. So I say the resources there are limited, but you kind of gotta make the best of what you got. But academically, my grades was, they was there. Going into the summer of my sophomore year, I was invited to this camp called the J832. And J832 is like a big camp where like a bunch of college coaches go and the top ranked JUCO players are invited. So I ended up getting invited to that. And from there is when I kind of just took off. My phone just was ringing off the hook.
Q has a magnetic personality, and I would say that that's what drew me to him. He can influence the room that he's in with his energy.
So I started doing my research on A&M and things like that, and I realized it was in the SEC, which is one of the top conferences, so I'm like, man, that's perfect. So I get to be with a good coach. I get to be in the top conference, playing on TV. So I would say coming here was like, it was smooth, but once I got settled in was when it kind of, like I kind of fell into A&M and the traditions and things like that. When I first got to A&M and I realized all the resources that were available to me, it was kind of overwhelming. I've always had to do everything on my own, so from school to basketball to things like that, but like now I can go in an academic center, I can get a tutor who can help me, literally help me with my work, help me understand what I'm doing. Just the overabundance of space and access to whatever you want was kind of just like an eye-opener to what basketball can do for you. Coming from places where you don't really have what we have here at A&M, you kind of become super appreciative of the things that people do for you. So I feel like our 12-man donors go over and above and making sure that we have everything that we need, everything that we want.
I think that's the best part of the 12th man, is they're able to be a part of these stories. The level of support and the level of care that comes from the 12th man, I think that's a separator relative to what happens within programs at Texas A&M.
Jackson with the hammer.
What I told you, boy!
Jackson, grabs it home.
If I'm being honest, I never even thought I would make it this far, just because of where I'm from.
Had to put on for the city, you heard? Had to put on for the city. I know how we coming.
Just the fact that I was able to make it here, and not only make it here, but thrive here, be able to get a bachelor's degree from here, because that's something most of the people in my area don't have. My mother never even went to college, so me being able to get a bachelor's degree, and just not even from an athletic standpoint, but from a academic standpoint, like just the point that I am in my life right now, where I'm kind of making something of myself in a positive manner.
That he graduated on time from Texas A&M is not just Q. That's a lot of man hours by a lot of people, giving a lot of energy to help change his life for the better, in my opinion, with a degree from here.
I'm overly beyond blessed and appreciative for all the donors who have donated to helping not only me, but all of the fellow student athletes be the best people that they can be, whether it be our locker rooms, whether it be the facilities that we're in all the time, the academic part of all of it. The 12 Man Foundation donors are a big portion of why we're able to do what we are able to do.
Yeah, we're so thankful for what the 12th Man does. We couldn't do it without them. They change not only the lives of our players, but they also give us the resources and support to position our guys to be able to have the experiences that will help change their lives.
Me coming back for my third year was kind of something that I felt needed to happen. My first year ended early. My second year didn't go as planned. So I just felt like coming back for my third year, the team's a lot more competitive. The team has a lot more spirit to them. The edge that we will play with this year would allow us to play in March. And that's one of my big goals, just to play in March.